afternoon to all of you. I'm Anusha Samarasinghe, and we warmly welcome you to Embracing Health and Wellness with Authenticity. Joining us today, we have three distinguished guests who are working in health and wellness and are very authentic and unique in their own ways. They are humbled to be guiding many in their wellness journey. Now, Dr. Charani, what exactly do you mean by authenticity?
Thank you, Anusha. So, first of all, thank you for telling about us as being authentic and unique. So, authenticity actually is not a fancy word as it sounds, but it's more about who you are as is. So, being authentic means you act in ways to express your whole self, your feelings. So rather than showing only one particular side of you, you kind of genuinely express yourself. To succeed in being authentic, you first have to also be self-aware and mindful and sort of accept yourself for who you are. Authenticity is the key to our existence, key to our achievements, key to how we respond in difficult situations, key to our parenting and struggles, and key to your marriage relationships, and ultimately key to your health and happiness. Now we constantly are always balancing our inner and outer worlds, and in order for us to better fit in or be respected or be accepted. We are driven for a place in our society and driven by these cultures, and we want to be accepted by certain traditions, cultures, etc. When we try so hard to belong on these, down the line we've lost ourselves in this journey. That is, the most of us feel not adequate, feeling out of place, emotionally drained, stressed, and which in turn can lead to physical illnesses. Majority of our health issues are actually mind-related.
Very true, Doctor, and such an important issue you have brought up, as mental health is so vital, yet it's still a stigma in Sri Lankan society. And Ms. Uta, being a yoga practitioner and as an expert in the field, could you elaborate further on how yoga and wellness activities can help you connect with your authentic self?
In yoga, as practitioners and teachers, we know that underneath all the material identities, there's something more real, and that is you and you. In your authentic self, you have personality and life, but one that comes from pure essence, rather than from your ego. So you have desire, but yet you're unattached to it. You're strong, yet you're vulnerable. And you're filled with joy despite the wounds from the past. Your ability to tap into this empty space through yogic practices and meditations will give you power to come into your authentic identity, one that is uniquely beautiful and one that is enough. You go beyond the labels and into the essence of who you truly are, which can be an experience of vulnerability as well, especially when you have difficulties accepting that you actually are enough. So how often do you ask yourself, who am I to be brilliant? Who am I to be gorgeous enough or talented enough? Enough to be fabulous? It's always enough, and actually, who are you not to be? You're a human being, you're being authentic. That means that you are enough at all times and in all you do. And this is not just for some of us, it's for every single one of us. You all have the essence within you. As yogis, we lean on the intelligence of your body to bring about authenticity and balance. In yoga, we balance body, mind, and spirit. So when your inner resources are insufficient or blocked, you cannot respond to challenges effectively. Sometimes under stress, you are able to maintain an effective consciousness and act from a place of vitality and applied intelligence. And this is when your vitality is supporting you. At other times, the stressors of subconscious pastime memory of not being enough or having done enough become so heavy that you often act at odds with your authentic self. It's 85% or more of your behavior that is automatic and determined by your environment. Your physical body acts according to the dominant emotions, threats, opportunities, and expectations in that particular circumstance. When you go into breath awareness, you allow your mind to connect with that pure intelligence of the breath that brings the life force or prana into your whole system. So when you add certain movements to it, you reach out to the parts of the body that have been malnourished by your shallow breath. And it gives you a feeling now of expansion and being enough rather than contracting deeper and feeling helpless and anxious. As yogis, we balance all three systems, which means body, mind, and spirit, to eliminate perceptions of not being enough and to replace it with inner expansiveness.
That really does give us a wonderful insight into the power of yoga in healing and connecting us to our core essence. Now, Doctor, you shared with us how we lose our authenticity. Can you brief us on what are the ways that we can find our own authenticity back?
Yeah. So authenticity, though it sounds so simple, it also needs adequate time investment and commitment to finding your authentic self back. Let me share with you 5 tips that will help you to find your authentic self. So the first one is finding time for yourself. It's important to be aware that as children and until we become who we are today, we naturally absorb the views and ideas of those around us, like our parents, teachers, and friends, colleagues, relatives, etc. And over time, these views and opinions become part of our fundamental belief system, which means, so becoming self-aware involves assessing these acquired values and beliefs and seeing if they're true to yourself today. It's a self-discovery journey where you should undertake. Sometimes you can do it yourself, particularly when you're going through compromised life situations and when you turn to yourself to find your own answers. That's maybe some time that you might be able to find your authentic self. Sometimes you may need the support of someone else to, pull that string from tangled wool. Second technique is journaling. Taking time to write a list of things that are important to you helps you actually to clarify your own values and ethics, and that itself helps you in terms of finding your authentic self back. Journaling can also assist in identifying potentially unhelpful trends and habits of your life and give you the opportunity to set yourself back on the correct path. The third simple technique is saying no to perfection. Perfection is usually impossible and sometimes unattainable, and unnecessary and unrealistic standards for yourself make you feel anxious and stressed. So embracing our own imperfections give us an opportunity to further grow and improve ourselves. Acknowledging your quirks and weaknesses are as equally important part as acknowledging your strengths when it comes to authenticity. The fourth one is seeking genuine connections and corrections. In this journey, when you're discovering your authentic self, correcting and adapting to rightful practices is important too. And that's where you need genuine connections. People whom you can be genuine, your genuine self with them. People who will stand by you, help support you during that journey. Find few people like this whom you can connect at a genuine level and keep those friendships going. Plus, they're important and they may be part of your journey to self-discovery without you even realizing it. Being in the moment, last but not least, is important too. Now, the famous Sadhguru once said that the humans have 2 big items than those animal population. So one is the memory and the other one is the imagination. Most of the time, we actually want to live in one of these and feel stressed and miserable. So for example, say you had some bad past experience and you keep thinking about it, that makes you sad. And that means you're living in the past or in the memory. If you're worrying about something that's going to happen in a few days and anxious about how it will happen, so then you're again living in the imagination and feeling worried. But the true time that you have the actual influence is at this right present moment. So meditation and yoga and other activities actually help support you focus your mind in the present.
Thank you for those valuable tips. We could all apply to our daily lives to make a huge difference and feel truly at peace.